Ladies and gentlemen, we're taking a look at a clip of Ben Shapiro at the Cambridge Union. This is going to be a good one. I'm Tall the Traveling Clat, your famous white colonizing brown Zionizer. I'm honestly getting confused with my own terms at this point. I don't know what I identify as. Let's take a look at this clip.
So please.
Hi, Ben.
Howdy.
So over the last couple of weeks, you've been making this point that there's no moral equivalency between what Hamas did on October 7 and what Israel's response has been. But do you think there is a point at which the civilian death toll no longer justifies the actions of Israel, or do you think that alternatively Israel can justifiably kill every last civilian as long as its goal is to destroy Hamas?
So Israel should do its best to avoid killing civilians in destroying Hamas. However, there is no number where it goes from every life obviously being valuable. There's no number, however, where it goes from 10,000 to 10,001, at which point it has entered the realm of disproportion. That's not how war works. If war worked that way, no one would ever win one. It also completely destroys, I talked about incentive structures, it destroys the incentive structure for military units to act in ways that do not put civilian lives in danger, to allow Hamas immunity by dint of the fact that they are deliberately hiding among civilian populations. If you actually want people to not hide among civilian populations, then there have to be serious penalties to those groups for doing that sort of thing. Providing a ceasefire to the terrorist group as they hide under the ground is precisely the reverse of that.
But do you not realize that in using Hamas's disregard for civilian life to justify Israel's action, you are establishing the same equivalency that you are rejecting?
Please explain.
If you say that Hamas is hiding behind civilians, therefore we have a right to go after Hamas, despite the fact that we will get a lot of civilians in the way, you're using the fact that your enemy is evil to justify your own evil action.
No, I'm lamenting the fact that the enemy is evil. That's a different thing. I'm lamenting the fact that Hamas is hiding beneath civilians, and I'm suggesting that if Israel has to get done what it has to get done, that lies with Hamas. That's not, it's not, the death of civilians here is unjustifiable across the board, but is blameworthy on Hamas's part. There's a difference between death being justifiable in these circumstances in the sense that it's ever morally praiseworthy or good, and where you place the blame for that death. I mean, that's a pretty obvious moral point. I mean, to suggest that it's somehow a celebration of the death of civilians to point out that Hamas is hiding beneath them is to miss the point entirely. The entire point is that it's horrifying what Hamas is doing. If Hamas wants to end this all today, all they have to do is surrender. That's literally all they have to do. They have to walk out of the tunnels with their arms up and hand the hostages back to the Israelis, and this all goes away literally tomorrow. So all of this moral heartburn that people are having over Israel attempting to destroy a terrorist group that just murdered 1,500 civilians in their beds, including babies burned alive in ovens, the heartburn over that, because Hamas has simultaneously mistreated its own citizens, and so that's somehow Israel's responsibility. So Israel has to allow its own civilians to be put at risk because Hamas is deliberately putting its civilians at risk. Hamas is the governing body in the Gaza Strip. They've robbed their own citizens blind to the tune of billions of dollars. They have a $500 million investment portfolio in real estate around the globe, while 80% of their citizens are living in poverty. They took all the water pipes out of the ground and carved them into rockets, and somehow Israel is supposed to stop from deposing them because they're so cruel to their own civilians? That logic doesn't work in any way, shape, or form.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a good, very good, very solid point for Ben Shapiro there. I mean, again, if anybody tries to blame, I mean, if this is not morally clear to everybody, every single death period, IDF or Gazan civilian, doesn't matter who, it's the blame of Hamas. Every single one. Israel, literally, in my opinion, and this isn't me looking at this subjectively, Israel bears zero responsibility post-October 7th for what it's doing. It's zero responsibility. There's no responsibility on Israel's part. You came in, you committed a genocidal massacre, you started and declared a war openly to the whole world and said, we're doing this, and hoping to incite multiple other countries to join in the war. Everything past that is not Israel's fault anymore. Everything past it doesn't matter anymore. And we get to a point where we're looking at these, again, like I said, dumb, disenfranchised white people in the West, and they're looking for a reason to compare. They're looking at a reason to look at the morality of what is going on and condemn one side over the other. And the best response here from Ben Shapiro would have been, okay, it's not about can Israel just keep murdering Palestinian civilians, which technically under the context of the war, if they wanted to, they could. The situation is, what is Israel actually doing? Let's look at the hard numbers. Has the Gaza Health Ministry, run by Hamas, continuously reported a positive birth rate in Gaza since October 7th? Yes. Has that happened? Has the population of Gaza fucking increased since October 7th? Yes. Are there more people in Gaza today than there was on October 6th, 2023? Yes. That's a problem for your fucking narrative. That is a problem for your narrative. If you want to condemn Israel and say Israel is genocidal, if you want to say what Israel is doing is immoral, the fact that there are more babies born in Gaza today than there were pre-October 7th, the fact that there are more people in Gaza is a problem for your narrative. Your morality is off. Your conscience is off. All of it is off. You need to sit down with yourself and have a discussion of what are you actually condemning? What are you actually angry about? Are you only angry because Palestinians are dying? Did you show the same restraint when Israelis were getting killed? And this is a genuine question. It's not about you being anti-Semitic. I won't be the one to call you that. I'll let you lay in bed with that problem on your own. Whether you don't like Jews or not, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Honestly, it doesn't mean anything to me whether you like Jews or not. I don't care. Just the question is, do you lie in bed and think and sulk about the Palestinians in the same way that you do about the Sudanese, in the same way that you do about Israelis or Somalians? If not, that says something about you. That's a reflection of who you are as a person. I would say your parents failed at raising you, if that's where you're at. If you've gotten to a point as a white person in the West and you're coming to Cambridge Union to talk about Palestinians, you're already a problematic human being. Genuinely. And I'm saying this non-facetiously. You are a problematic person if you've gotten to that point. As a white person, and I hate that term, but it's true, if you are of European descent and you are standing up to having a conversation with Ben Shapiro at Cambridge Union about Palestine, you're already a problematic person. Not because of your care for Palestine, but because you ignore everybody else. And I see right through that shit. As a brown Middle Eastern man, I'm allowed to say that to you. Fuck you. Fuck your activism. Fuck your questions. Fuck your debate. It means nothing to any of us in the Middle East. We don't give a fuck about you. We don't care about what you're asking or what you care about. It means nothing to us. First, Habibi, go stand for the people of Yemen, for Somalia, Sudan, Lebanon, Syria, and then I'm going to be right behind you. There's a genocide in Gaza that we need to help the Palestinians. But go do everyone else first. I'm right behind you after that. But go do everyone first. Palestinians are the last group of people in this whole fucking region who have been suffering comparatively to every other ethnic minority in the Middle East. They've been suffering for the least amount of time and the least atrocities. They are spoiled compared to every other ethnic minority. Why? When Syrian Arab supremacists were massacring Yazidis, did they give them aid? Tell me, when the Turks were massacring the Armenians, did they give them aid? Was there aid coming into Armenia to help them? Remind me now, during the Sudanese civil war, the genocide that's going on in Sudan, somebody supplying them with aid? Is any Muslim country dropping them aid? Sorry, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not picking up on that. In Syria, the 500,000 people were killed. Was anybody dropping them aid? Was anybody helping them? Oh, you know who was helping them? The fucking IDF. Picking up random disenfranchised Syrians on the southern border, giving them medical aid, and then throwing them back into Syria. That's weird. Where the fuck was every other country? Where was Germany? Where was France? Where was Spain? Were they helping Syrians? No, they were mass immigrating jihadis into their country for cheap labor. Fuck you. Fuck all of you. Not talking about you watching this video, but fuck it all. It's all bullshit. It's really so clear when you sit down and like all these conspiracy theories about the Jews controlling the world. I'm like, man, fuck all of you. This is the most retarded shit in the world. And it's so clear. As somebody who sits in my position, I look at it and I'm like, how are you so dumb? That is why, by the way, I have to use the word retard. If it's not, and again, I don't do it facetiously. If anything, it's just for my own moral. If I don't use the word, I'll go crazy. Because when I look at those people like that fucking Kenny retard that I had a conversation with a little while ago, that YouTuber with almost 1 million subscribers, which is insane. and he's telling me Israel declared war on Germany during World War II. And then I'm like, Israel wasn't a country during World War II. And then he says, no, not Israel, the Jewish. When I look and have conversations with people like him, the only reaction that can come from my soul is, you are retarded. You are a dumb human being. Your parents, the world failed you. The U.S. education system failed you. But mostly your parents did a shit job at raising you. And I'm disappointed with them, not with you. I'm disappointed with your parents first and foremost. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, Klutz. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat, or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.